Have you ever tried to change your whole life in one day, only to give up by day 3? It's the classic trap of setting massive, impossible goals that leave you completely exhausted. Today, we are exploring a much more peaceful path to success, the incredible power of small, daily habits that change your life without the stress. Hey, English learners, welcome back to Easy Talk Time, your favorite place to relax, listen, and grow your English naturally. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Sam. And wow, Olivia, you just described my entire history of personal failure. I am the absolute king of setting massive, impossible goals and then quitting on Tuesday morning.
I think everyone listening can relate to that, Sam. We get so excited by the idea of a massive transformation that we forget our brains actually hate sudden drastic changes.
It's so true. Last year, I decided I was going to wake up at 5 a.m. every single morning to study advanced coding and run 5 kilometers. Do you want to know how long that resolution lasted?
Let me guess. A month? A week?
Try one single day, Olivia. On Monday morning, my alarm went off at 5 a.m. It was freezing cold outside. My bed felt like a warm cloud, and I looked at my running shoes with pure hatred. I hit the snooze button 5 times and woke up at 9 a.m. feeling like a total failure.
That's exactly the problem. When you make the goal too big, it feels like a heavy mountain pushing down on your shoulders. Our first key vocabulary word for today is manageable. It means easy to deal with, control, or accomplish because it is reasonable.
Manageable. Exactly. Waking up at 5 a.m. wasn't manageable for me. But waking up just 15 minutes earlier than usual, that is something my brain can handle without going into a state of panic.
Yes, a manageable goal doesn't require a massive burst of motivation. It just requires a tiny bit of daily effort, and that is where real, permanent change begins.
It really alters how you look at your day. Instead of looking at a massive, terrifying list of chores, you just look at one small thing. It makes you feel like you are in control.
Exactly. If you look at a giant mess, you feel defeated before you even start. But if you just say, I'm going to clean this one cup, it changes everything.
Do you think people choose massive goals because they are impatient, Olivia? Like they want the results immediately?
Oh, definitely. We live in a world of instant gratification. We want the English fluency today. We want the fitness today. We want the perfect career today. Slow progress feels like no progress to our modern brains.
Let's look at why small actions are actually superior to big bursts of energy. It's all about creating a long-term routine that stays with you forever.
Absolutely, Sam. If you tell a language learner you need to study English for 2 hours tonight, they will probably procrastinate. They will look at the thick textbook, feel overwhelmed, and choose to watch a movie instead.
Yes, because 2 hours feels like a huge commitment of time. But if you tell yourself, I am just going to listen to an English podcast or do shadowing practice for exactly 10 minutes while I drink my morning coffee, it feels incredibly easy.
It really does. 10 minutes is nothing. Anyone can find 10 minutes in their day. But here is the secret magic of the human mind. Once you actually sit down and start doing the activity for 10 minutes, it is very common to keep going for 20 or 30 minutes because the hardest part is over.
Our next vocabulary word is sustainable. It means able to be maintained or continued at a certain rate or level over a long period without causing exhaustion.
Sustainable. A 10-minute routine is completely sustainable. You can maintain it on a busy Monday, a lazy Friday, or even when you are on a weekend holiday.
That is a huge realization. I used to think that if I didn't study for hours, it didn't count. But studying for 10 minutes every single day for a year is infinitely better than studying for 5 hours once a month and then completely forgetting everything.
Consistency is the gold standard of learning. When a habit is sustainable, it becomes part of your identity. You stop forcing yourself to do it. It just becomes who you are.
It's like eating or brushing your teeth. You don't need massive inspiration to brush your teeth, do you? You just do it because it's part of your morning.
Exactly. Imagine if people only brushed their teeth for 5 hours once a month. That would be absolutely terrifying, Sam.
Oh dear, please let's not imagine that. My dentist would have a nightmare. But the point is clear. Small and sustainable wins the race every single time.
It really does. When you remove the pressure of having to achieve something massive every single day, you actually give your mind the space to enjoy the process of learning.
Olivia, what happens to our emotional state when we constantly set big goals and fail to achieve them?
It actually does a lot of silent damage to our confidence, Sam. Every time you make a grand promise to yourself and break it, a tiny part of your self-esteem breaks down. You start to view yourself as someone who cannot be trusted.
Wow, that hits incredibly close to home. You start thinking, oh, I'm just a lazy person. I never finish what I start. Fluency is for other people, not for me.
Exactly. You lose your internal trust. Our next key word from the video topic is self-trust. It means having belief and confidence in your own reliability, integrity, and abilities.
Self-trust. When you focus on tiny, small goals and achieve them successfully every day, you start to slowly rebuild that broken self-trust.
Yes. If you promise yourself you will write just one simple English sentence every evening before bed, and you actually do it for 7 days straight, your brain says, "Hey, look at that. I kept my promise. I am a reliable person."
It's like repair work for your mind. You're proving to yourself through small actions that your words have real power.
It really changes your internal dialogue. You shift from a mindset of constant guilt to a mindset of quiet, steady confidence.
It's funny how we treat ourselves worse than we treat our friends. If a friend constantly promised to meet you for coffee and never showed up, you would stop trusting them, right?
Absolutely. You would think they don't value your time. And yet, we do that to ourselves every single week when we break our own goals. We need to become better friends to ourselves.
Yes, by making smaller promises that we can actually keep. That is how you protect and grow your self-trust. It's funny how small goals reminds me of a very funny, slightly embarrassing situation that happened in my living room a few months ago.
Oh, excellent. I love a good Sam disaster story. What did you do this time?
Well, my apartment was getting incredibly cluttered with random books, papers, and music equipment. It was a total mess. So on a Sunday morning, I proudly declared, today I am going to organize this entire room perfectly from top to bottom.
That sounds like a very noble goal, Sam. Did you achieve total organization?
Not even close, Olivia. I pulled every single book off my shelves, dumped them into a massive pile in the exact center of the room, and then I got completely overwhelmed by the size of the mess. I sat down on the sofa, opened a bag of chips, watched the football match, and went to sleep.
No way. So you literally made the room 10 times worse and then just abandoned the project.
Yes, for 3 whole days, I had to literally hike over a mountain of books in my living room just to reach the kitchen. It was ridiculous.
That is the perfect visual example of avoiding micro goals. If you had just decided to clean one single shelf per day, which takes 5 minutes, your room would have been beautiful by the end of the week without any stress.
Exactly. I tried to do the whole mountain at once instead of taking it piece by piece. Now I use the one shelf method for everything.
I need to check your living room next week to make sure you aren't hiding any more mountains of books, Sam.
I promise it's perfectly clean right now. The one shelf method completely saved my apartment and my sanity.
Let's talk about the scientific reason why starting small works so well. It creates a physical reaction in your motivation levels.
Oh, you're talking about physics, right? An object in motion stays in motion.
Yes, our next key word is momentum. It is the force or speed gained by a moving object, or in psychology, the strength that keeps a process growing after it is started.
Momentum. This is the ultimate secret of success. Motivation doesn't cause action. Action actually causes motivation.
That is a beautiful way to phrase it, Sam. Most people sit on the sofa waiting for a magical wave of inspiration to hit them before they open their English notebooks. But inspiration rarely comes while you're doing nothing.
Right. But when you pick up the pen and write just 3 words, you break the stillness. You gain a tiny bit of momentum. Suddenly, writing the 4th word feels much easier than writing the first word.
It's like pushing a heavy car. The hardest part is getting the tires to move the very first inch. Once the car is rolling, it takes very little effort to keep it moving forward.
So, if you're feeling completely stuck or lazy today, don't worry about the big picture. Just focus on breaking the stillness. Do one tiny thing to get your momentum started.
Like opening the book. Don't even promise to read it. Just promise to open it and look at the first page. That tiny movement changes the physics of your day.
It really does. Momentum is a beautiful friend once you get it moving. It carries you through the hard days when your energy is naturally low.
Now, some people might listen to us and say, Olivia, Sam, this sounds nice, but writing one sentence or studying for 10 minutes is too small. It won't make me fluent or successful anytime soon. How do we answer that?
Oh, that is because they don't understand the math of daily progress. There's a famous concept that if you improve your skills by just 1% every single day, you'll be 37 times better by the end of 1 year.
37 times better? Wow, that is a staggering statistic. Our next vocabulary word is compound. It means to mix or combine elements together, or in development, to increase exponentially as a result of continuous growth on previous gains.
Compound. Just like money in a savings bank, small daily efforts compound over time. They multiply silently behind the scenes.
It's hard to see the change on day 2 or day 3. If you practice pronunciation today, your accent tomorrow will look exactly the same. But over 6 months, the compound effect creates a massive, undeniable transformation.
It's like planting a seed in a garden. You don't stand over the soil screaming, "Why aren't you a tree yet?" You just water it a little bit every afternoon, trust the natural process, and let time do the heavy lifting.
That is the ultimate reassurance for English learners. Your daily practice is never wasted. It is just compounding, waiting to show its true power.
It requires a lot of patience, though, because we live in a world where we see everyone else's finished tree on social media, but we don't see the months they spent watering the soil in private.
Exactly, Sam. Social media only shows the big celebration, not the incremental daily work. We need to learn to fall in love with the quiet daily watering of our own skills.
Let's look at the final word from the video's core concept, the idea of steady, step-by-step changes.
Yes, our final vocabulary word is incremental. It means happening in regular, small stages or numbers over time, rather than all at once.
Incremental. Fluency isn't an event. It's not a door you walk through suddenly. It's a series of tiny incremental victories.
Like learning one new phrase today, understanding a joke in a podcast tomorrow, or successfully ordering food in a restaurant next week. Those are all incremental steps on the ladder of fluency.
When you look at success as incremental, it takes away all the anxiety. You stop comparing your current level to a native speaker, and you only compare yourself to who you were yesterday morning.
That brings so much peace to the learning journey. You realize you are exactly where you need to be right now, as long as you keep taking those small, incremental steps forward.
It makes life feel like a fun game instead of a stressful examination. Every little word you learn is like earning a point in the game.
It really is. And over time, those points add up to a massive score. You look back and realize you traveled a huge distance just by taking tiny steps.
So, Olivia, how can our listeners apply this to things outside of English learning, like health, relationships, or mindfulness?
It applies to absolutely everything, Sam. Take physical health, for example. If you want to drink more water, don't try to drink 4 liters today. Just aim to drink one single glass of water as soon as you wake up.
Oh, they do that. It feels amazing. It refreshes your system instantly. What about relationships?
Instead of planning a massive, expensive holiday with your family, just spend 5 minutes sending a warm text message to a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Tell them you appreciate them. That tiny action strengthens the bond immediately.
That is so beautiful. It shows that love and care aren't about grand gestures. They are about small daily moments of attention.
Exactly, Sam. Even with mindfulness, you don't need to sit on a mountain for an hour. Just close your eyes and take 3 deep, slow breaths before you open your work emails. That is a small goal that protects your peace of mind.
I think another big obstacle for people is what I call the perfect day myth. We think that if our day isn't completely perfect, we shouldn't bother doing our habits at all.
Oh, yes, the all or nothing mindset. For example, if you plan to study English for 30 minutes, but your day became incredibly busy and you only have 5 minutes left before bed, many people will say, well, 5 minutes is useless, so I'll just scroll on social media instead.
Yes, I used to do that all the time. But 5 minutes of focus is infinitely better than 0 minutes. Doing a tiny amount keeps the habit alive in your brain.
Absolutely. It maintains the neural path in your mind. Even if you only read one single sentence of an English book on a stressful day, you are still telling your brain, I am an English learner. I didn't break the chain.
That is a powerful phrase. Don't break the chain. It means keeping the daily momentum going, no matter how small the action is.
Exactly. A bad day can still be a successful day if you keep your tiny daily promises to yourself. It prevents you from falling back into old lazy routines.
Olivia, I am feeling incredibly inspired and focused right now. This conversation was the exact mental pick-me-up I needed today. Let's review our 6 powerful vocabulary words from the video concept for our language learners.
Manageable, reasonable, and easy to handle or accomplish without stress.
Sustainable, able to be continued successfully over a very long period.
Self-trust, confidence in your own personal reliability and choices.
Momentum, the growing force and energy gained through continuous action.
Compound, to multiply and grow exponentially over time.
Incremental, changing or happening in small, steady stages rather than all at once.
These 6 words are like tools for building a happy life. If you understand them and use them, your mindset will shift completely. Now it is time for our favorite segment of the week, the official Easy Talk Challenge.
This week, we want you to set one ultra-small, manageable goal for your English practice. It can be listening to our podcast for just 5 minutes a day, or writing down one new word.
Then drop down to the comments section below and share your goal with us in simple English.
Try to use one of today's new words in your comment. For example, I am starting an incremental habit of practicing English for 10 minutes every morning to build my momentum.
We read every single comment, and seeing you take action is our ultimate joy. It makes all the work we put into this podcast completely worth it.
Remember, everyone, you don't need to change your entire life in one day. Great structures are built with tiny, ordinary bricks.
Take a deep breath, trust the process, and let your small goals compound naturally. You are doing an absolutely phenomenal job.
We are so incredibly proud to be part of your daily learning routine.
Thank you for listening to us talk about goals, habits, and Sam's messy living room today.
Go find your manageable goals, everyone. See you soon.
We'll see you in the very next episode of easy talk time. Bye-bye, everyone. Stay consistent and stay happy.
Bye. Protect your self-trust.
If you enjoyed this, subscribe to Easy Talk Time and keep learning English with us.